And that Saturday is my final day of streaming, I believe, before my trip to Connecticut, my actual birthday. I will be here all day long on my actual birthday, April 6th, streaming. And then basically I'm out of here for about a week. I'll be flying out to Connecticut with Kat to spend time with my parents. She'll meet them for the first time. We actually are starting to plan specific activities and things that we're going to be doing together. And as much as I would like to tell you guys all about that, I'm not going to. Because the bottom line is the more I give you guys information about this kind of stuff, sadly, it gets misused, it gets misconstrued, it gets twisted into negative stuff. And I don't want to deal with that shit. I just don't. I want to continue to be positive and focus on this time that'll be for me and Kat and my parents. And I don't want to be telling you specifics so people can try to fuck with my trip. Okay? So I will not be sharing any specifics. However, over the course of that week, I may be taking some pictures and the like and sharing them on my Instagram / Twitter and telling you guys how things are going with the trip and stuff like that and go from there. And then when I come back, it's going to be full force because I might still be playing Sekiro. By then, the Phoenix Wright trilogy will have released, and I'm going to start playing the third game in Phoenix Wright, which I think is called Trials and Tribulations, and balancing that with whatever other ongoing playthroughs that I have. So it's going to be a very busy week returning, and then after that, the week after, we've got MK11 and Days Gone. So, yeah, it's going to be a fun month, April, regardless of the fact that there's going to be a week when I'm not streaming. There's going to be a ton of stuff going on that month in particular, okay? So, yeah, it's going to be pretty good, and I hope that you guys are excited for all the stuff that I just mentioned, and it should be, a fun time. These next couple of weeks, two basically non-stop weeks of me streaming my butt off and doing my best to raise funds for these taxes coming up, and a marathon and a birthday celebration and everything coming up, and then my trip to Connecticut, and then coming back full force. It's going to be a crazy month, to say the least, okay? Fair enough? All right. All right, guys. That was a lot to talk about. So, I don't want to talk about it anymore. Instead, what I would like to do is move on to the next section of the stream. Okay? All right. Boy, whoa. Hold on 1 second here. Sorry, what just happening was my phone just vibrated a million times. I was like, what the hell? But I guess all my fucking emails from like the last 3 hours just loaded. Apparently they didn't load before now. And I just wanted to make sure there's nothing too pressing. It actually looks like someone sent me a bunch of codes for MLB to get like in-game packs and stuff. But I don't think I'm going to enter them now. After the pre-stream, we're just going to jump right into the game. Probably what I'll do is maybe overnight I'll enter them for the next time I play MLB or whatever. And then thank you to whoever sent those, but, sadly I just saw them now. Stupid email hadn't updated in like 2 hours. It happens sometimes. Okay, so, ladies and gentlemen, thanks very much for all of your support. Thanks for being here on my day back after my break yesterday, which was a good day, by the way, but it was very hectic. Oh, by the way, I should bring this up. We're all aware that Muxy at this point is not very sufficient for my needs anymore. People found a way to abuse Muxy and to make it so that, fake tips can come through it and stuff. So I have to sit here every day now, and when tips come through, I have to wait to confirm if the tips are legit and stuff, which is really a pain in the ass. So instead of that, I am eventually going to be adopting a new service. I don't know which one it is yet, but I think at this point we all agree Muxy is basically outdated to the point where, we just can't put up with it anymore. It's not, when people can fool the fucking system, okay, into doing stupid things like that, you gotta say, well, enough is enough. And that's basically the point I'm at, where I have to do something else, okay? I don't want to sit here and every day that I'm streaming, okay, I don't want to sit here and have to stare at my PayPal website to make sure that every tip that comes through is legit before I do a shout out for it. Because just to give you guys some perspective, I received, and this is no exaggeration, I received about $20,000 in fake tips. Yes, this is plain truth. $20,000 in fake tips over the last few days. And what I have to do is sort through it every day and see what's real and what's not. And it's stupid, you know. Does it really negatively affect the streams that much? No. But it just sucks because when people tip me, they're supposed to get a pop-up thank you message and they can't get it anymore. So what I'm going to have to do when I get a chance later this week is I'm going to have to use another service. I don't have time to do it right now. Just being very honest with all of you. Yesterday, everyone was like, oh, yesterday was Phil's day off. I'm sure he had time. You want to know what happened yesterday? I woke up in the morning and had to make a bunch of important phone calls. Some of them actually were pertinent to my travel to Connecticut. I had to do stuff in the morning. Kat and I left the house around 10:30 in the morning, and we were out and about doing stuff, being busy. We didn't get home till after 10 p.m. And then that was it. Like, I tweeted a few times and, done. There's no time for anything else. And, relaxed a little bit with Kat before we went to sleep. So that's my day off. My day off is basically a day of activity because it's the only day a week that I have time to do anything. So I'm going to have to later this week, try to find a time, a night, when maybe between the streams or after a late stream, if Kat's at work or whatever, that I can cram in some time to try to research a new service. Now, I used Streamlabs before, but Streamlabs was not working with OBS. What happened was it would work, and then all of a sudden, it would have this big memory gap overload and crash OBS completely. And this happened about a dozen times when I was playing Breath of the Wild 2 years ago, to the point where I was like, fuck it. I gave up. And the thing is, I never actually wanted to use Muxy. I wanted to use Streamlabs back then. But the thing just kept crashing OBS constantly. And I said, well, I can't put up with it. All right. So, it is what it is, I guess. But 2 years later, things change. Okay. So 2 years later, hopefully now I can figure it out. It may have some learning or some growing, what do they say it? It might have a learning curve. There might be some growing pains of me trying to jump to a better messaging, streaming integration service, and there may be some issues, but I promise you we'll work through them. Okay? So let's see. We'll see. But for now, it is what it is, and we still cannot have any pop-up messages for tips because I'm, still using Muxy and everything. But hopefully later this week I'll have some time to figure all this shit out. Okay, guys? Fair enough? Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for all of your support. Thanks for checking out my streams. Thanks for being so awesome. I really do appreciate all of it. I do. All that being said, okay, if you guys want to see me continue to be doing daily live streams like I do, if you guys want to continue to see the long-form, fun, on-demand videos that I put out on DSPGaming on YouTube continue, if you want to see me keep my house and not have to sell my house later this year because I can't afford taxes and the like, please consider contributing during, at any point during today's streams or at any time when you have a chance. There's many ways you can contribute, okay? The first is checking out my Patreon at patreon.com/DarksidePhil, all right? There's only a few days left in March. In fact, today's the 26th, so you got 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31st. You got 6 days left to pledge to my Patreon. What do you get when you pledge to Patreon? Well, you earn personal perks based on how much you actually contribute to it. So, for example, the lowest level perk, you actually get the ability to nominate and vote on games for special events. There will be a new special event coming up based in April. It's going to be Viewer's Choice, and patrons will have exclusive priority when it comes to nominating and voting on games that are going to be taking place in this Viewer's Choice event, okay? You can also get the ability to get your questions answered on Ask the King, which incidentally happens this week. So if you're a patron of a certain level, you get your question answered for sure on the show, all right? Or you can even get a private Q&A video made for like 15 to 30 minutes. I just sit and answer your questions in a video just for you that you can do whatever you want with, okay? So, please consider pledging to my Patreon. All right. Now, I also have a Teespring store where you can buy all kinds of fun merchandise, t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, stickers, mugs, great quality stuff. I can attest I own a bunch of it, and it's never worn out in the 2 years that I've owned some of it, okay? So give it a look. That's at teespring.com/stores/DSPGaming. All right? Then, if you're here live on the stream, as you guys, I'm sure know, there are many ways that you can actually, participate and interact with me. For any contributions during a live stream, I give a live shout-out. That includes cheering, subbing, and tipping. So if you do any of those 3 things, you'll get a live shout-out during the stream, as long as basically it's a positive deal, insults and bringing up off-topic things that we don't talk about, like religion and politics, or memes of other content creators that I don't understand, and or I'm not going to repeat song lyrics, etc. All that stuff usually I try not to derail the stream with. But in general, people get it, and the interactivity that we get on these streams is pretty fun. A great way to, interact with me during a live stream is to contribute with cheering, subbing, or tipping. As you can see, we actually have a Stream Stats leaderboard at the top of the screen. Excuse me. This leaderboard will be updated periodically for current amount of subs that we have on the channel, as well as top cheerer and top tipper of the day. All right, so good stuff there. And in addition to all of that, we have a total tips tally that we keep running for each individual stream. In particular, guys, right now, and I'm going to just keep saying this basically, basically until we get past tax time, tipping me is the best way to help me right now. Because when you tip me, those funds can go straight to the bank account and could go straight to taxes. Right now, I'm trying to raise a good amount of money in order to pay down my taxes in mid-April, so that I can qualify for a payment plan that's affordable to me, and I basically don't have to sell my house to pay my taxes. That's just the summary of it, okay? Like, I need to raise thousands of dollars more in tips by mid-April in order to keep my house this year, or else later this year, if I can't pay it and, I'm in default, what can I do? I have to sell my home. I don't want to lose my home. I love being here. I worked my ass off to earn this place, and I've worked my ass off to stay here. I'm just in a shitty situation because of a lot of bad stuff that's happened over the past few years, and I'd like to get out of it. So, tipping is the best way to contribute right now. That being said, all right, there's many ways to tip. If you look below the stream, there should be a tips jar button you can click on. If you just type !tip into the stream chat, that will also bring you to my tips page via a link that will appear. The PayPal tips page, all right, number one, does not require a bank account. A lot of people seem to think that, PayPal, you need a bank account. Wrong. You can send, tips with a credit card or a debit card. Okay, that's number one. Number two, you can be anonymous. You don't have to put your name in a message. You don't need to get credit for your contributions if you don't want to, especially for those who are afraid, oh man, if I contribute, maybe someone will find me and harass me. It happens a lot with people who contribute online. People will hunt them down and shit. Stupid, crazy people, but what can you do? If you want to protect your identity, you can be a completely anonymous tipper, where even I won't even know who you are, okay? So, please consider it, guys. That is the preferred method of contribution. However, I'm not looking to give horse in the mouth. So if any of you, contribute via cheering, subbing, or tipping, I'm very grateful. And obviously, I will still give you a shout out during today's stream. If you do contribute via any method. Okay? Fair enough? All right. So, now, folks. Oh my God. Another million things just popped up in my email. What is going on here? I think the Apple email servers were screwed up this morning. All right, get rid of all this shit. Okay, good. All right, guys. Let's get the shout-outs for people who have contributed, okay? Let's give credit where credit is due. So, first of all, whoa. I'm scrolling back here, and a lot of people actually contributed during my day off yesterday, so what I'd like to do is just take a quick couple minutes to give them credit for their contribution. So let's start with that. So Mr. Papa Vera cheered in regards to the Minecraft stream that I did Sunday night. He says, I realized a glaring mistake, and I'm now embarrassed about it. Diamond ore does spawn at elevations of 1 to 16. Mining diamond at 11 to 14 blocks is correct. However, it's 11 blocks above bedrock, or no, he says, we told you to mine 11 blocks above bedrock. However, bedrock spawns at 1 to 5 blocks elevation, so you were mining above diamond level, which might explain why you didn't encounter any diamonds. We should have said mine 6 blocks above bedrock. I feel ashamed. So, basically, I was mining like 5 blocks too high, and that's why I mined for 2 hours in Minecraft on Sunday, and I didn't find any diamonds. God damn it. I mean, that would explain a lot, obviously. I guess next time that I play Minecraft, which definitely will be in the next week because of all, you know, I'm streaming 8 straight days here. I'm sure one night I can squeeze in a stream of Minecraft. I guess we're going to go back to it and try to figure this shit out. All right? Because I mined for 2 straight hours and didn't find a single piece of diamond, and now it kind of makes sense. So I guess we're going to have another mining stream. Alrighty then. It is what it is. Okay. Anyway, thank you, Mr. Papavera, for clarifying and fessing up. Okay, continuing on. Golden Colts actually did a few cheers. Thank you, Golden Colts, for your cheers. And then we had Drunk Mike Tyson, who did a few cheers. Thank you, Drunk Mike Tyson, for your cheers. Okay, so now moving on to those who contributed during today's live stream. We start off with Metalhead2177, who subscribed for 18 months. Thank you very much, Metalhead. Appreciate that. Glitch Crazed also did a 21-month sub and says nearly 2 years. Thank you, Glitch Crazed, for the ongoing support. Much appreciated. Orinx1 has subscribed to the channel. Thank you, Orinx, for subscribing. I appreciate that. Ace, cheers. A shout out to Skybound Games for wrapping up The Walking Dead in a very satisfying manner. The finale was exceptional in my opinion, and The Walking Dead is officially my favorite game series of all time. Well, there you go. It's funny because if you remember before Telltale went out of freaking business, The Walking Dead literally was their cash cow. Like, The Walking Dead was the big thing, right? That was what put them on the map, because they had made some games beforehand, like Jurassic Park and Back to the Future. But it actually wasn't until Walking Dead that it kind of blew up, and then they got very popular as a game studio. So it's good to see it finally come full circle and finish up. I don't know how I'm going to feel about it tonight when we finish it. I certainly can tell you this, sadly, they lost a lot of their hype and a lot of their popularity for a number of reasons. Over stagnation, they made way too many games in a short period of time that all pretty much had identical gameplay mechanics. And that's not good. When you do too much of the same thing over and over and over, okay, basically what you do is you run into stagnation. And that's exactly what happened with them. So a lot of the hype for Walking Dead, plus let's face it, Walking Dead Season 3 was terrible. It really was. Compared to the other seasons, it just was not very good. So now the question is, you know, how will they wrap up this final season? I don't know. We're going to see, okay? So I'm excited for that tonight. But anyway, thank you, Ace, for the cheer. And yeah, hopefully it lives up to expectations. BWT cheers. There's a mode in the game called March to October where you pick a team and you play crucial games in a season and play the playoffs if you make it. I think that would be fun to watch also. Well, maybe we'll do that. Let's do what we did years and years ago and create our own character and kind of do a little career mode. If that ends up being too much of a grind and too boring, then I would consider doing March to October mode in MLB. Okay? We'll see what happens here. But thanks for the suggestion, BWT. I received a 100-bit anonymous cheer. That is the biggest cheer of the day so far. Let's get that up on the leaderboard. An anonymous cheer. 100 bits. Thank you. King Crimson 2 has subscribed for 21 months. Thank you, King Crimson, for the sub. Cody Carl's shirt says, I fractured both my feet recently. What's the worst injury you've ever had? Your back? Well, first of all, that is absolutely awful. I'm really sorry to hear that. Both feet. I mean, ouch. That's terrible. So really sorry to hear that. Hopefully they grow better, okay? As for my worst injury ever, surprisingly enough, I never really had many bad injuries. I've never even had a bone break. I would say the worst... I had 2 injuries that are bad. The first was a near-death experience where I got into a really bad car accident in high school, and my entire side of my face was burnt. The whole left side of my face was burnt and bloody and disgusting. And I looked worse than I felt, for sure. But the bottom line is that I almost died. The door impacted to within about an inch of my head. So I almost ate it. And, you know, man, that would have been a different scenario for the world, huh? If I never existed as a content creator and stuff, you know, a lot of things would have been different, I guess. So, kind of grateful that I got super lucky, right? So that was not as bad of an injury as a potential injury was really bad. I would say, yeah, definitely the worst situation I've ever been in injury-wise was my back injury, which was severe. You know, severely herniated disc in my lower back. I was losing control of my legs. They were either numb or in shooting sharp pain all the time. It also affected things such as my ability to go to the bathroom. It was really bad at one point. Luckily, it's not so bad anymore, which is great. So, yeah, that would be my worst injury. Okay. Hojo Su did 100-bit cheers. To get around the music issue, you can play your pre-stream music in the background of the game. Dude, people, the pre-stream music is good for the pre-stream. No one wants to hear that music during a game. We hear it enough on pre-streams, right? Plus, don't you think it would sound pretty weird to hear my voice in the background while I'm talking? There's just not going to be any music. There's nothing we can do about it, guys. Shout out to Speculator H, who subscribed for the second month in a row. Says I auto-subbed apparently. Well then, great. Yeah, that's how Twitch works. If you sub with a credit card or whatever, it puts you on an auto-renewal service. So just to let you know that. And then I guess you didn't know that. Well, thanks for the resub. Even if it was inadvertent, I'm still grateful. Thank you. All right, our first tip of the day is from Hank Duma. He says, he tipped me $10, first of all. Thank you very much, Hank. He says, any news regarding a date set for One Piece World Seeker? Well, Hank, I'm not sure if you're aware of this. One Piece World Seeker is actually one of the worst reviewed games of the year. And I had every intention of playing it until I had just recently played Jump Force. And as you know, that game was a huge dud. It not only wasn't very good, but it didn't really retain attention with the viewing audience. And even though I did play through the main campaign of it to get to the end of it, I never really did anything else with it. Okay, it's just not a very good game. So having just playing an anime-related game that was a dud and didn't do well, as soon as I heard that One Piece World Seeker was another dud with reviewers, I said, I'm sorry, but, you know, I can't drop another $60 to play another game on stream when I know that I need to be doing stuff that's going to, you know, hold attention, and it seems like this game just sucks. Okay? So, you know, the other thing was, I was factoring in the fact that I was trying to finish up a lot of other things, and Sekiro was right around the corner. So, to buy a $60 game that I'm probably not going to enjoy, the viewers aren't going to enjoy, and, you know, it's not going to end up making any sense to do it, I skipped it. Okay? So, it sucks because I was interested in it, but it just seems to me like these games, these anime tie-in games just have not had very good luck recently. All right, so anyway, thank you for the $10 tip, Hank. I appreciate that very much. Don't worry, I know, Hank, that you've been following the Super Mario RPG playthrough. That is continuing this week, starting tomorrow night, and I will, you know, fit it in as part of the ongoing series that I'm doing here, okay? Ben Boxer cheered, and he basically did the baseball song, you know, Take Me Out to the Ball Game. He did all the lyrics for it. Very nice. Hope people will be getting into the game, you know, with stuff like that soon. That's pretty cool. Thank you very much for that cheer. The country of North Korea tipped me $1, says the Supreme Leader loves basketball. Well, guess what? This is baseball, not basketball. So I guess the Supreme Leader is just going to have to be disappointed because we're not doing basketball today. We're doing baseball. All right? Jad DF did a 100-bit cheer saying Article 13 passed. What are my thoughts? I already gave those at the beginning of the pre-stream, and I'm not going to reiterate myself. I would say this pre-stream will be uploaded to YouTube later today. Please check out the pre-stream for my thoughts. Eternal Napalm cheers said, hey, Phil, how's that dragon rot? Well, I don't have dragon rot. But a little bit of gunk in my throat this morning. And I have been noticing that I've been sneezing and stuff a little bit more. More than likely because the spring has sprung. You know, things are starting to grow and bloom slowly. There's pollen in the air and stuff. So, what it is. I do have allergy medication if I need it. Right now, I'm okay, but I might need it. So, we'll see. So, Discount Inferno tipped me $1 asking, what is the lore behind your Sonic hat? Do you like Sonic games? Is that why you have the hat, or is it a joke like you ironically wear it? First of all, I barely ever wear it, but the Sonic hat I received for pre-ordering, I believe it was Sonic Generations. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was Sonic Generations, because I think there was Sonic Colors. Maybe it was Sonic Colors. It was one of the two. Either Sonic Generations or Sonic Colors way back when. Okay? It was a pre-order bonus at GameStop. I know that sounds really silly, but it was. It was a pre-order bonus at GameStop. And I wore it a few times. I've worn it during Sonic games and the like, and for marathons. Remember, I did the Sonic 2006 playthrough, and I wore the Sonic hat for a lot of it, which I thought was pretty funny. So every once in a while, I'll wear it for the sake of doing something silly. But it's not something that I consistently do. Am I a fan of Sonic games? I am. I grew up playing Sonic 1, 2, and 3. And then later on, Sonic CD, I ended up playing. Incidentally, not on Sega CD, but it had a PC port. And I played it on PC and really enjoyed it. Basically Sonic games are hit and miss, right? You get like Sonic Generations, that game was good. Sonic Colors, that game was really good. But then you play, recent outings like Sonic, what the hell was it called? Sonic Forces, where it was kind of like a good premise, but the gameplay fell flat on its face. It was a good story, an epic soundtrack, and good graphics, and just terrible gameplay. So it didn't really balance out to being a good game. You know what I mean? And that's unfortunate because Sonic is a long-standing gaming mascot. He's been around for quite some time. And in my opinion, he deserves better. He has a hardcore fan base that still come out for every game that comes out in the Sonic franchise. Then you get a good game like Sonic Mania, a game that started off as fan-made, basically, that turned into a full-fledged game of, all the different implementations of classic Sonic games in a modern version. It was really good. See? So, quite interesting. But yeah, I am a fan of Sonic. I do play Sonic games when I get a chance, and I wear the hat when I do because I think it looks silly, and it's a good way to celebrate Sonic's history, even if not every game that Sonic makes or comes out in is a very good one. Okay? Vote Democrat did a 101-bit cheer that actually makes him the top cheer of the day. He says, I once had a cut on my ass that kept bleeding for a year and some change. That sounds absolutely disgusting. Not so sure you should have shared that with us. Although certainly is at your own discretion to determine what you share and what you don't share with the stream audience. I don't know if I needed to know that. But thank you for the cheer regardless. I received another anonymous tip. Another $1 tip. He said, you're going to try out the new Power Rangers 3v3 fighting game that came out today for the Switch and Xbox One. I would love to see and hear what you think about it. It's only $20. Here's the thing. Sadly, I think that game kind of came out at a really bad time. The reason I say that is right now, all the hype is for MK11. Like, Dead or Alive 6 came out. No one cared. MK11 is coming out in less than a month. The beta is this weekend. That's all anyone's really talking about buzz-wise when it comes to fighting games. And even though I heard this game basically plays a lot like Marvel vs. Capcom 1, like the game actually looks and feels the flow of it looks like Marvel vs. Capcom 1. And that game is right up my alley because that's the game that I was incredibly good at. I was ranked 5th place in the world at the very final major tournament that was ever held for Marvel vs. Capcom 1. So, those kind of old school throwback versus games make sense. But the bottom line is that, sadly, it's coming out at a time here when I'm already busy with Sekiro. MLB also, I was dying to play kind of a sports game for variety. And I've got a lot of other stuff going on, and the Mortal Kombat 11 betas this weekend. So, where am I going to squeeze in another game, another fighting game? And also, the truth of the matter is that I'd probably play this game for a week and never play it again. Because it's a very small game from $20. Probably it's not going to get much hype. It's probably not going to get much coverage or attention anywhere. I very much doubt anyone's really going to care about this game in the long run for when it comes to tournaments and the like. even though it might have, you know, side tournaments and stuff. No real tournaments have announced they're picking it up as a major game, including Evo. So sadly, it just kind of it falls by the wayside. Bad timing. If that game had come out in the summer, maybe it would have actually gotten some traction, or earlier this year when there was nothing going on. But it decided to come out the week when MK11 hype has exploded. So I don't know what they were going for there. That's pretty bad. So no, for me the answer is unless someone comes out and convinces me the game is like amazingly good and I absolutely must play it or I'm missing out on an amazing game, I'm probably not playing it. Okay? DJ Runo cheered. He said, I recently found my lower back spine is too narrow for my nerves, squishing them from time to time. With the help of doctors, I'm trying therapy, meds, and muscle building. After months of pain, I think I cannot evade surgery. That sucks. It does. That sucks, man. You know, the thing is you always want to try to avoid surgery, especially when it comes to your back, because, you know, it's very risky. That's what I was told, especially when I was first diagnosed with my back problems, you know, but long-ass time ago. I mean, at this point, holy shit. I was diagnosed with those back problems 2008? So, 11 years ago. And I was told, well, you can either do physical therapy, you can try drugs, painkillers, and anti-inflammatories, and you can, you know, do a few other things, or you could get surgery. And I was told the surgery is risky. You know, it's spinal fusion surgery, so the disc isn't an issue anymore. Some people are better for the rest of their lives. Some people it works temporarily and then it hurts again, and some people it doesn't work at all. And you could actually end up worse off. Now, in 11 years, a lot changes. They actually have better surgeries now, including non-intrusive laser surgeries. The good news is, though, my back got better over time, so I'm fine now. I have no need for surgery whatsoever. However, you know, the truth of the matter is that back injuries are super duper risky. And so I wish you the best, DJ Runo. Whatever happens, I hope that things work out for you. My dad currently also has major back issues, and he is not good in regards to his back. So I hear you. You know, as someone who suffered from back injuries and someone who has family who still suffer from back injuries, I wish you the best, okay? Discount Inferno tipped me $2 and says, did you see the reveal for the new Iron Man game that looked like it was going to be another good superhero game like Spider-Man, but when the reveal turned out to be a PlayStation VR game, I was super bummed. It was a roller coaster of emotions. No, in fact, I didn't even know about this. I heard nothing of it. So apparently people were actually so turned off by it that no one bothered to tell me. Like usually when there's a big major game announcement, someone will like contact me and be like, Phil, did you hear about the new game? No one did. So that means that apparently people, when they found it was a VR game, they were so bummed and no one cared. So, yeah, Discount Inferno, that is disappointing. For sure. I mean, that is it's really stupid. Why make a VR? First of all, we got to be honest here. PlayStation VR is a failure. It came out many years ago, had a few launch titles that were a little bit interesting. Since then, no real games are coming out for the thing that would be considered system sellers or killer apps that anyone, you know, really needs to play. You know what I mean? Like, you can completely skip on PSVR and you miss nothing. Okay? So it's like, wow, PSVR. For me, it doesn't even exist because I can't play PSVR games because now, for the past over 2 years, I've become an interactive streamer. I need to be able to read your messages. I need to be able to see your contributions. I need to be able to interact with you constantly. You can't do that with PSVR on your fucking head. Can't see shit. So that's why I stopped using the damn thing, and it just sits in my office collecting dust. I doubt I'm ever going to use it again, quite frankly. I'm still waiting for the day when a killer app is coming out for this thing that I absolutely use a must play. There hasn't been a single one. So, you know, it is what it is. I'm not playing the Iron Man game. Aaron PC cheers says, at first I wanted to break my controller over Sekiro, but after forgetting what I learned about Dark Souls, realizing this is a totally different game, I love it. I can understand your criticism. Well, Aaron PC, if you didn't see the end of my last stream, that's kind of what happened is I finally kind of figured out, okay, so really what the game wants you to do is parry everything. Like, no bones about it. This game 100% wants you to parry every possible fucking thing. That's the whole game. There's really not much else to it. It's run towards an enemy, they try to attack you, parry. Then counterattack a little bit, then parry, then counterattack a little bit. Oh, staggered him, death blow, done. That's the whole game. You know, I approached this When I went back, fought Lady Butterfly, who whooped my ass about 47 times the first time I played her. This time, all I tried to do was parry, and I beat her on the second try. So it's like, it's just such a different engine from Dark Souls. It really is. The whole game is so different from Dark Souls, and you just have to fucking program yourself to do that. Now, Adrenaline Dragon just said, but it seems very tedious, right? I'll be honest, in my opinion, it is. Because for me, it's more exciting. You have a boss fight, you have to look for an opening where you can hit the boss, but it's safe to hit and then recover and counterattack. You know, not, oh, here comes an attack, time a parry. Here's another attack, time a parry, time a parry, time a parry. Then attack a little bit, time a parry, time a parry. It's a different combat engine. I don't think it's as good as Dark Souls. I think the Dark Souls combat engine is actually better. I do. So, that's my opinion. You could completely disagree with me, and that's fine, because everyone has different tastes and everyone has different likes and dislikes. I don't necessarily like the combat of Sekiro as much as Dark Souls or Bloodborne. In fact, I would actually say I think I like Bloodborne the most. I like that, you know, dodging and attacking and then parrying with your gun to get a certain counterattack every once in a while that you can do a huge punish afterwards. I don't like the idea of you have to block every move with a perfectly timed parry. That's just kind of like, ugh, so tedious. So it is what it is. Some people like it, some people don't. I'll be continuing on with it. Cody Carl Sturdy said, what flopped more, PSVR or the Vita? I couldn't answer that. I haven't seen sales numbers. I would think the Vita, because the Vita was so incredibly expensive for what it was at launch and never really had any games worth playing besides Persona 5 Golden. So Persona 4 Golden. So yeah, the Vita, I mean, out of all the systems I ever bought, the Vita got the least use. And that includes the Wii U. I played the Wii U more than my Vita. And then Cody Carl Stewart again said, actually, I just remembered the PS Move. That probably flopped more. Yeah. The PS Move at least had some traction because a lot of people already had the PS camera for various reasons. And they wanted to jump on the motion control bandwagon like the Wii was so hot at the time. But you're right, the PS Move also really didn't have that many games that it worked with that were worth playing. So yeah, I don't know. Good question. All right. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you so far for your contributions. A couple of quick things. I'd like to check sub count. Let's see how we're doing there. We're at 536 subs. Thank you guys very much. Let's go to get that updated. In addition, I just want to remind everyone it's the beginning of a new streaming week, which means the stream stats for cheering have reset. Okay? And so what you're going to see is a new top 10 cheerers of the week starting today. And we do have a new top 10 cheerers. In fact, I was just about to say, gee, let's give credit and read them out. And then I just got a 500-bit cheer from Amazing GT, which makes him the top cheerer of the week. Okay, let's go ahead and do Amazing GT 23 as the top cheerer of the week. Actually, Android X just made a very interesting point. He said, fills up to 536 subs, and at this time around, there really aren't that many gifted subs. So this is actual growth, and this is a good sign. I mean, you're right. In reality, you're absolutely right. We haven't really seen many gifted subs recently. So these are people legitimately subbing because they like the content. They want to see Sekiro and the new stuff I'm doing for the spring. They're excited for gaming. So that's a good thing, right? So yeah, thank you, Amazing GT23. So just showing a little love. You're the top cheer of the day. And so far for the week, in fact, let's go through it. Let's run this down, okay? In 10th place, actually we have a tie for 9th place between Mr. Papavera and Ace. In 8th place, we have a triple tie for 6th place between Hojo Su, Jad F, and Aaron PC. Then Cody Carls Vote Democrat is in 5th. Cody Carls is in 4th. Drunk Mike Tyson's in 3rd. Golden Colts is in 2nd. And Amazing GT is now in 1st place. All right. So thank you guys very much for all of your support. Just a quick reminder, the best way to support me today is to tip me. Tipping me is the way to go. Please consider tipping me to help with my taxes. There are 2 ways to tip below the stream. There's a tip jar button you can click on, or you could type !tip in the stream chat. That will also take you over to my tips page. You can either be anonymous or you can leave your name in a message. Thank you very much to anyone who is tipping me, because that's going to help with these taxes coming up next month. Fair enough? All right, guys, I am now going to very